Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Nope. Live from the Podville
Excellent
Media
sustenance on that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Headquarters in Washington, D.C. and around the world. You're listening to The Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome to the party. And please join us, along with our friends in Whidbey Island, Washington, Raleigh, North Carolina, Haines, Alaska, Speedway, Indiana, and Dublin, Ohio. The Mike O'Mara Show is on the air.
Oh, happy Monday.
It was.
Oh, dear.
I even took drugs before I came in here.
Oh,
Like,
I just got to wait for, I got to let them kick
don't
in.
they kick in like?
Give me a minute. They don't kick in quick.
I heard like 50 minutes.
that's a show on CBS for people that don't have time to watch the full
I've asked
show.
my wife. I said, when do these kick in? Not for me, for her. And she
Right.
says, probably an hour. She's more like 50 minutes.
50 or
50.
15?
50.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's different
everybody
factors
has.
at play.
Do you guys ever have the chance where you come in or you start your day and you think everything's going to be fine and you're actually ready and you're emotionally ready and then just a couple of things happen and it gets you really off the rails?
No, because everything is, in my life at least, everything is just always in flux. Like things
Let
are
me
always
explain
change.
where we are with this show right now. Okay.
Okay.
This show is, we're having a tough time of it, folks. That's the fact. Okay. The idea is that I want to keep this show going. I want to do a good show, but I am feeling occasionally lately like it's slipping away from me. And that's frustrating. All right. I'm not going to bore you with the details of why I feel like that, but I do occasionally feel like that. And a person can only feel like that for so much time.
Oh, I agree.
And then,
Yeah.
and then they,
I tell the guys all the time. I was like, man, one day Mike's gonna walk in here and he's just gonna pack it up, and just pack it up.
it's just something where it just wears on you.
And
then,
if that happens, that's not his fault. He's got to have a good support team.
This is true.
but it's just, and it's, I don't want to deal with the details because I'll go bat S about the details. But the more things stay the same, the more they stay the same.
We're on the
and
same
I'm not
page.
talking about the content. I'm talking.
No.
I think the content is always good. The content is always really good. But sometimes it just catches me by surprise, and it was like a 3-punch today.
I am
It was a 3-punch.
I'm well prepared. If I'm going to be very clear with everybody here, and I've told the guys multiple times off air. Mike, you haven't been privy to these conversations. That Mike is going to walk in one day, and he is just going to say, "I'm not doing the show anymore." And with us, at least, I think he's some incarnation of what he does. But that's what
I don't
he'll say.
think that would be. I don't think I would ever do something like that with the amount of time and the amount of loyalty that I've had to both of you and to Pony, and shown you guys that I would ever do that. I don't think.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be a monster. You wouldn't be a monster to do that. You just wouldn't be.
No, but I don't think it would happen like that.
Oh.
It just doesn't. I would treat everybody with respect. My plan to do this show is to do this show at least until the big 7-0. That's when I'd like to do it. Is that a hard date? I don't know. I like doing the show. It's part of who I am. I like talking about what I do. I like talking about people I talk to on the show. I like doing it. What I don't like is not knowing when I'm going to start working. And that's between technical issues and, not starting when we say we're going to start it, it's really, and I am as guilty as anybody. Rob has done it lately. You've done it more than you have in the past. I've done it more than has. Oscar sort of does it every day. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know what that has more, as I think both of you know, that has more of an impact on me because I feel like I feel so completely, and it might just be me, but I don't know, I feel so totally worthless. I really do. Does anybody ever feel worthless? Maybe I should be sharing this on a friggin' shrink's couch, but between everything, I feel sometimes that we're in here doing this, and it just feels like, why? Because it's not doing what I want it to do, and it's bullshit. That's how I feel. I don't want to feel that way because most days I don't feel like that. I really don't.
I can't tell you how to get around getting up and getting going for this program. I will say that there's a ton of friction on everybody's end, but frankly, for you, you just went into essentially 3 iterations of a new studio that precluded you from just walking.
I'm sorry I did it
and turning on.
I'm sorry I did it. Well, I don't give a shit. I can do this show from a car, backseat of a car.
Well, that's a collective. There was an effort for a lot of people to get that done.
Well, I don't discount that at all. I think it was an effort for a collective, and it turned out the way it turned out. I mean, that doesn't always work great.
Correct.
I mean,
so it's
they're
not all going to be winning.
I fixed that, but I mean, I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Because a lot of this hurry up and wait, outside of me being late today, is making sure that everything's perfect in your new setup for your new studio.
That had nothing to do with today.
I'm talking about your overall malaise. You're talking about as of late.
That has nothing to do with it.
It's just today.
Actual, the place of where I am and
just
doing
today.
The show. What's that?
You just talked about the overall feeling for the program as of late. And
You're
I'm
missing
not
my signals, man.
I'm not talking about
you're
today.
Not hearing.
How do I know your signals? I told the guys.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just I'm not. The studio has a month ago resolved itself. I have no issues. I come in here every day. I prefer
you just got your AC changed last week.
Yeah, but I mean, what does that have?
You had to rebuild the studio.
No, not really. I mean, it's just we did it, and it was. But even before that, I resigned myself to the location we were in, and I was able to, clean some things up 2 weeks ago, and so it's better than ever. I'm just trying to understand what the malaise and the relationship to the way I feel.
I mean, look, I can give you my perspective. You can't tell that malaise on air. As of late, we've had some great shows, but I can't be in your shoes and pretend to know how you feel. You've got a lot of your own. You got a lot going on your end. You got a new business that you're starting with your wife. There's a lot of pressure.
Well, it is something that I feel as though what we bring to the table every day is as good as so many other things out there, and there's nobody. I mean, it really, I have to be honest with you. The downloads for this show and the people viewing this show, I don't know what to do to get that out there. And these, I don't know. I mean, maybe I need to rethink the way we do it. Maybe I need to go stand in front of a slot machine and put a video out there, and then I'll get 56,000 people that will look at that. Do you understand that that's another part of the puzzle?
But you're
where I look at that all the time and I say to myself, what is, when people get on, ugly people get on and do these things. Do you understand where I'm coming from with that?
I don't. If you want the notoriety, that is one thing. But if you're looking for sheer dollars, that million download video is not going to bring you a sniff of the dollars and sustainable for 14 years of a business plan.
Okay. I don't know anything.
It's $1 million. If you got $1 million,
I don't know anything about that. I look at that and I think, and I'll tell you how I perceive it, and you feel free to correct me because I don't know enough about it. Hi, Rob.
Hi there.
So I see that, and I look at it, and I think it does. See, I said, so I'm not perceiving it, you said, the correct way. I'm not perceiving it as people sitting down and listening to a 90-minute broadcast. I'm perceiving it as that, and you're saying I shouldn't.
There's two ways.
This may be. See, this is why I do this here, because I don't scream and yell like I used to, because I don't want to. This may be working, on pulling me out of. I was in a really great mood when I came into the studio, and then boom, boom, boom. And I don't want to go into the details because it would be embarrassing. I would tell you that when I do see that, it frustrates me because there are people with no appreciable talent doing things that require no skill and no communication ability, and that frustrates me a little bit.
Yeah,
all right, and I guess let's say specifically with not our downloads but our views on YouTube.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're telling me that's not. Don't look at that metric. I mean, or don't consider that metric just like downloads on a show. Is that right?
100%.
Why? I don't understand.
I don't, because it's by the power of your audience. It's the amount of engagement your audience have, which is massive.
That is true,
right?
I know that. Yeah,
so
I know that. I was reaching out to people all weekend.
Is someone that's watching a slot machine video that has, let's say, 500,000 views? Are they buying a Sleep Number bed and putting the code slot machine?
No, they're liking and subscribing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
$1 million.
All right. I don't know. I don't know these things.
It's just it's easy to equate, and this is for a lot of creators out there. And I'm not discounting the Mr. Beast of the world that has over 10 billion views.
Well, that's a man that has his own line.
That's your outlier. And I'm not discounting people that do the slot machine aficionados. They probably, if they make X amount of dollars a month off of that, great. But it's not enough to sustain a team of 5 people annually for 14 years.
Okay,
it's just not.
All right.
And on the other side,
but it just here's how I perceive it, and maybe I would be clearer if I. And by the way, I am slowly moving on. It was just a very odd start today, and for a Monday. And Oscar's right; a lot's been going on, and sometimes I get sidetracked, so I have to vent a little bit. Sometimes when I see what we do and what we put into putting this on every day, and I see what's out there, I shake my head and kind of go, really? Yeah, that's how I feel. And you're telling me, yeah, okay, it's sustaining a business model, keeping people,
employed,
entertained for this long and employed. I just say to myself, this is on the heels of watching a very interesting documentary over the weekend, Anna Nicole, who, if you watch the documentary on her, you realize that, talent, at least Anna Nicole had a pretty face and fake boobs. But other than that, no appreciable talent. None. A look. She could give a look, but there was no talent. And at the end of the day, it was like bingo, bango. And I think about people that have now, it seems like it is more and more superficial to have people with notoriety. If you're saying notoriety doesn't turn into business, that makes me feel a little better, because it makes me feel like we're doing something a little more worthwhile. That's the word.
So I guess the closest.
How you doing, Rob?
The closest.
I'm good.
This is great inside baseball, and for those of the other creators out there, or have kids that want to be creators out there, or want to start your career as a creator. Every 2 weeks I'll get like 2 or 3 inbounds from TikTok celebrities that have 500,000, 1 million followers, real followers, not purchased, like the real deal.
Yeah,
they're.
Yeah, you've also told me that people buy those things.
Yeah, they do. You can. There are marketplaces out there. Okay. But you certify they're real. You ask them to share their numbers, and before you want to do any work, and so it's on 50-50. Then they're like, it works out because they actually want to do the work it takes to do a podcast. So you go to the next phone call, and then within the next phone call, you ask them why like, okay, so you're established. You ask, do you mind if I ask how much you're pulling in X amount of dollars? And you hear the number for the 500,000 TikTok followers, and you're like, you gasp because the number is insignificant.
Ah, see, isn't that silly? But it is.
I'm sorry, you said you just cut out for 2 seconds.
Are we losing the connection?
No, you're good. You're good. You were saying?
Mike O'Mara, a man who needs one more thing to go wrong.
I think it was my headphones. I'm sorry. These things are about to go.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. This is why I do this, because it's sometimes, folks, and by the way, I'm not going to give you that crap about, hey, we're just being honest. No, there are times when I am relaxed enough with my listening audience where sometimes I want to keep it real. This is one of those mornings where I just wanted to come in and tell you, just need to, a couple of things happened right before the show, took me out of my chair, and thank you for that. Thank you, Oscar, for that.
No problem. So then
can I ask a question?
Hold on. Let me just finish my thought before you muck it up. I love you. So you go from TikTok followers, and then you're like, okay, well, how's your Instagram? And let's say they have from TikTok at 500,000, they have 150,000 Instagram followers. Still, they have a handful of brand deals here and there, but it's not a constant churn of like clients. Why do they want to start a podcast and then be on YouTube with that podcast? Because
it's a different entity.
It's also the lasting power of if you go from short format to long format, that you have a probability of selling from what was one endorsement per video on TikTok to possibly up to 5, up to even 15, depending on what you want to do on a long format podcast. So that let's say
your knowledge of that probably sustains you a little bit, right?
Well, I realized that this is lightning in a bottle, and for the same reasons that when we had other business partners that spun out and tried to do this on their own, I was not concerned. I think I said to everybody, there's only one Mike O'Mara.
Oh, that's sweet. All right. Well, that feels good. Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Regarding the idea of podcasting in general, and what we have been doing, there's going to be something in the news today that I want to talk about with you guys. The climate is difficult in all forms of media right now.
For advertising? Absolutely.
And that is another thing that has thrown us for a bit of a loop.
Yeah, of course.
We're in the doldrums. We've been through them before. There's no doubt we will go through them again. It happens. It just happens like that. With that said, the fragmentation of people's consumption of media, how difficult is that for everybody? I'm asking you as far as
that's a
generally.
great question. That is, in my personal opinion, that is going to have the greatest impact on the establishment. Who do I mean by the establishment?
Broadcast television, broadcast
traditional
radio.
media, linear media, television, radio. I think if you all haven't been watching the trades with respect to
we'll have it today.
To our colleagues that are still in radio, and this is outside of KCJJ, because KCJJ is our main flagship.
But the fact that they are the way they are,
correct? Yeah,
we're so proud to be part of them.
Correct.
They are the outlier.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
It's the Bob can't have that. It's the one we make fun of John Tesh.
But Odyssey, who was formerly Entercom, who was formerly CBS Radio, our employer. I was talking to my mother this weekend. I don't think she understood a word I was saying, but who else can I talk to? And I mean, they're about to be delisted from the exchange. And
that's amazing. CBS Radio gone.
Now they'll most likely file for bankruptcy and then restructure their debt and then emerge a different company or some type of form of the company they were.
Mm-hmm.
But could you imagine? It's just media. It's media.
It did not make sense. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about these things, and I was going to save this for the homepage, but it's appropriate right now. And I think I react to that as well. And it comes from a place of lack of knowledge, where you get down about the climate of how we make our money. The primary way we make our
overall
money.
economy for everybody, right?
Yeah,
Everything's more
it is.
expensive.
Yeah,
Things are
yeah.
harder to do. It's tough.
Car manufacturers, including, and I'm reading this from the news, took this out of the news. Car manufacturers, including Ford, BMW, Tesla, have removed AM and FM radio from their newest car models. The decision to eliminate access to the audio feature by car companies was influenced by the medium's shrinking consumer base, as well as a quirk with electric engines that disrupts its signal, according to the Washington Post. BMW, Mazda, Polestar, Rivian, Tesla, Volkswagen, and Volvo have already removed the audio feature from their electric vehicles, while Ford has announced that it will extend its phasing out to both future electric and gas-powered vehicles. That, to me, is,
Stunning.
It's all you need to know about it. And where
Radio for so many years was designed to be listened to in the car.
Here's the question.
They called it drive time.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
Do the digital platforms on these media companies, these radio companies, have enough juice to sustain it? I say they've never had it, right? They've never figured it out.
I think what I just mentioned prior to this announcement, and look, the stock market, or the street, as they say, is always moving. It's looking forward. So this announcement isn't a shock to most operators and most investors.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still for the average consumer.
For the average consumer, and I should just clarify here: the majority of the car manufacturers, at least from that list, are going to do away with AM because of the supposed interference in it creates a sound and a noise within the electric motors. Now, I don't know the science behind that, but I was depressed when I heard that as a broadcaster.
Mm-hmm.
Because it put me
got it.
It
So
put me in a
deciphering
serious
that.
funk,
Right?
and that was about 2 weeks ago when I heard. I think I might have read on Bloomberg, and I was like, "This is why. This is why all these major companies are divesting themselves, especially of AM. They're just like selling these." And then I felt like, there was a time in our lives, Mike, where we, with an dalliance, and this was a short-lived conversation. This is years ago, maybe 6-7 years ago, where there was an opportunity to purchase a AM stick in the DC area, which did not seem like it was too expensive, something that we could have like populated with content. And can you imagine if we would have done the raise for that, bought that signal, and then moved in that direction? And I think what really took us out of it, we're in the digital age. Why would we ever go back to traditional?
Stunning.
Does it make you sad? Does it make a part of you sad?
I was bummed.
It makes me sad.
I don't know.
I know you got to change
that. Look, outside of a guy in Iowa named Steve Bridges,
right?
We all have apps now.
This business, demonstrated to me that if you come in and you do your job at a high level, it doesn't matter.
Very true.
You'll get some ruddy white collar blue shirt, red tie douche that'll slide in, who's just a jerk off, and I still am bitter about it. I'm still bitter about the way the whole thing went down. And, you could have made a case, too, after Don left, that I made an effort to play nicer with media and with not media, with advertisers, with the people on the sales side, with management, and absolutely meaningless. Nothing could have prevented me from being phased out. But when you really think about it, and this is no offense to Oscar's old partner, but it's tough to realize it's one thing to have a format change put you out of work. It's another thing to have the knowledge that a guy wanted your spot for his college buddy to come in and work with another guy at the station. And that really just was so after all that, it made me realize I had the illusion that there was power in the position, and there wasn't. unless you're at a very, very, I mean, and I'm talking about rarefied air. It's rarefied air to get on the radio back in the day. It was rarefied air to get a job anywhere.
The run
back in
you
the
had
day.
as well.
Yeah.
And to have that run. The thing about it is, so when I hear about that, I'm like, well, I listen. I guess the short answer would be I'm not at all sad because I listen to what it is now.
Yeah.
I exclusively in my automobile listen to audio of a television network. That's what I listen to. And I when I do occasionally pop on the radio, I hear the syndicated John Tesh, who is thriving, and I'm like, what is wrong with this picture? When I grew up in an era, Dick McDonough, by the way, in Hartford, passed over the weekend. Somebody called me with a Baltimore area code, and I don't know who it was. So whoever you were, you texted me, and I responded, thank you for letting me know. I think it might have been Carl, but I don't know whether it was or not. And it to me, it was the end of that era where it would be so great. I think it might still be around if you could listen to the type of content we have on podcasts now with all these guys flopping their gums. I mean, if I'm driving along and I'm listening to this bitch session, I'm more intrigued by that than I would be with statistics show that, or Bob doesn't want you to listen or hear the classic rock song that you've heard 7 million times before. So I just, that is depressing, but sad. No, they brought it on themselves to a large degree.
I'm more thinking of, and maybe this is
God, remember WJFK guys? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember when we had Howard doing his stuff in the morning, and then we had when Big O and Dukes were in the midday, and then we were in the afternoons?
Yeah.
But they tried to F that up by putting name brands in the middle that didn't even fit with the format.
Right. You're right.
Mike, I'm not, don't get me wrong. There's a ton. I don't have enough examples of mismanagement. I just don't. I'm saying that as a medium, for the first time in my life, when I read that article, like I felt, oh my God, radio is dying.
The medium that you loved,
yes,
the medium you always wanted to be a part of.
Yep.
I feel more anger than you do, and so the sadness is just feeling like an opportunity was just screwed up by the suits you mentioned. But then again, those are the people that screw up everything in media, from movies through television.
Well, it's
to
been the way
everything.
a long time.
Yeah.
I feel sadness like Oscar, but I feel the same sadness of seeing someone dying of like a long death, because it was dying when we got out of it.
And in fairness to the team here, and I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's fine.
It was having, Mike, think about this. The morning shows, afternoon shows, like afternoon drive, morning drive, as Rob said, are built around, and I'm just going to talk about the DC market because I know that the best.
Yep.
I'm not going to pretend to understand what's happening in Iowa or anywhere else. God bless you. In this city, if you have half the amount of people driving in to market 6 out of the top 10 markets in the country, don't you think that the advertisers are savvy enough to say, I'm not paying your 100, like I'm not paying 100% of for the audience that's not there. It's at 50% now driving in.
Yeah.
So their own profits are down.
Yeah, and it's sad, and it is sad. It's sad. The whole situation is sad. The lack of talent on the radio airwaves is sad.
Well, they're not paying for it anymore.
They don't. They've stopped paying. Well, that is right around the time we got out, which is fortunate for us that we didn't linger and get tortured any longer with that. Oscar, I know you're a big 60 Minutes viewer.
Watched it last night.
I get back to the whole thing too of you're like, where's the money going in America now? And then you realize that the older I get, the more entrenched I become in the George Carlin belief that the fix is in, that the grift is in, that it's just not that in order to so many people, in order to be spectacularly successful, gouge and just take advantage and do everything they can to screw people without any regard for their fellow man, and that's frustrating. And that I don't know. That does not relate to radio at all because there's nothing that could.
Yeah,
save
that's
this,
your sense of patriotism. What Mike is alluding to is
the defense contractors
that
price gouge the United States Defense Department and always have. And
the
still get away, and nobody does anything in your
Yes.
fantastic Congress about this. And
it's
just,
not to say the fix isn't in on radio. Do you remember when they said we'd gladly be the 21st station in the market if it's easier to produce? When they meant to sports, and they said they were anticipating
the reason that we were bumped out with a format change,
right?
And that format change allowed them to put those formats on different stations all around the nation. That's
20,
the reason.
20 different stations.
Yeah.
That's the reason they did it.
And it
because
was
they could
easy.
sell to one advertiser as opposed to be local. Again, and once again, you get back to local. Way back in the dark ages when I was a little boy, television was and they still have it down here in in Fort Myers, and you have it in your market too. Local television ads are some of the most fun, but they had television productions. Local television productions. Now it's just the local news. That's the only place you get it. But yeah, it was easier and more cost effective to do it, and that's
totally
like every industry.
and totally disrespectful to the listener.
Well,
because it's like, here's our plate of shit. I hope you enjoy it.
But guys, think about it. Think about when we started, and let's be honest here. Our access to media, let's just go back to the 1990s and early 2000s, was limited. You either had radio, CDs, television, and maybe cable. And, the friction levels of like maybe getting satellite, you had to have a little receiver for your satellite radio in your car because it wasn't, unless you had a brand new car, it wasn't built into your car.
Right.
Where we are now, in this super highway of information and access on demand any effing time, it's a different playing field. So maybe it's unfair to think that like life doesn't go on and the medium doesn't evolve.
That's true.
I agree. I'm delighted that I'm part of this.
The future.
Originally, it was logistical reasons for me.
Correct.
But it has evolved into now I wouldn't, dare entertain.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I couldn't do it. In a way, that gives me peace. So maybe that's where the sadness isn't there.
Well, is Millsy on an AM station?
Or FM? I don't know.
So, but imagine you're.
I think he is on an AM.
Okay, but imagine you're the owner.
We haven't spoken.
You imagine if you're the owner.
I do like when you mention that.
If you're the owner of an AM station, Steve's going to be Steve Bridges.
I don't have any friends.
You've always been ahead of the curve. Like
I'm your friend.
You literally know Steve's got a YouTube price. He's got digital. He's got streaming. He's going to be fine. But if you're an AM station owner and you don't have your app, you don't have your car, you don't have someone developing your CarPlay, or you're not on, a different, platform
delivery system. Yeah.
Then you've got time to plan that out because you see the future coming.
Well, Steve Bridges with his digital station.
Steve's been ahead of it since
the killer
day
rock
one.
and roll station.
Correct.
Who wouldn't want to listen to that?
Yeah, but he's got
Rob,
everything.
during the break, get a plug together. We'll give him a plug for that.
The Blues
Zone. I really want them. What's that?
The Blues Zone. His digital
it's the Blues
station.
Zone?
Yeah, the Blues Zone.
No, I thought it was his rock station.
No, his substation is the blues station. They do.
I thought there was like the one with Jim Hunter on it.
Yeah, they do all sorts of music. The Blues Zone is one of the key shows on it. That's one
a
of
show. Okay,
yeah.
now I want to
the entire station. Okay, I'll
station.
find it out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, it's very, very it's very interesting time that we live in.
But you don't miss that angst? Right?
I don't miss that
God.
angst. And I really don't. And so, what have we learned here? We have learned that life is fleeting.
Yes.
And what have we learned?
No, we have learned.
I've learned that I feel better than I did a minute ago, and I knew I would if I just started to talk about it.
Well, I think that
I didn't want to hold it in today.
It's Mike, you rarely do. God bless you. This is what makes the show great. What I think what's important to highlight.
Rob, I think was I in a mood when I came in here today? Maybe a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
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 Maybe I was.
Yeah.
I think the here's what I've learned: take the medication earlier in the morning.
Yeah.
Come in as much as I really allotted for time today. Come in a little later, and just so it won't. So the stuff I'm doing, and love with it.
Yes. I've learned this is that you still haven't spoken to Mark Miller.
I want to reach
4
out.
months ago. Jesus Christ.
That was in March,
And
2 months ago.
and Mike,
I mean, that's still a long time.
It is a long time.
if you want,
We go long periods of time. I've been thinking about him lately.
Oh,
Yeah, I've been thinking about him lately.
like London Beat sang.
I got it.
I've been
Got it.
thinking about you, baby.
What's to stop you from just texting me like, "Hi, Millsy," and then see what
It's
he?
not in my DNA. It's hard for me, but I will. I always feel better when I do things
Because
like that.
if I'm not mistaken, the last
And
time.
I'm pretty sure my partner,
Yes.
who you met in
yes,
New Orleans,
yes.
even
Super
though they
sweet
came
guy.
to New Orleans, I think I'm being frozen out of that whole thing over there, which is okay.
Why? Why would you be? I thought we treated
Because
him like
I had a
gold.
tantrum out on the golf. What?
You had a different tantrum?
No. I'm just
Oh.
no. I just
That
you know.
same one?
Yeah.
Well, he came to the show, so I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we
That's
treated
easy.
him like gold. He was
Yeah.
really
Carla
sweet.
thinks I'm paranoid. I am paranoid. I'm going through times.
Who
right?
says I'm paranoid?
I'm going through difficult times. I want to go to break because I'm
Okay.
tired of talking. And we'll come back and talk some more.
They're out to get you.
I don't know. I don't know. I bit my tongue over the weekend. We'll talk about
That
that
sucks.
a lot more later on the show. I mean, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And it
Let's
swells
take a
and you
break.
bite it again, you know.
We'll take a break. And we've got the homepage coming up next. Thank you for listening to us. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. This portion of our program is brought to you by Chime, ladies and gentlemen. There you are, Chime. Thank you. Kickstart your journey towards healthy financial habits with your very first paycheck. If you've just landed your first job, set yourself up for success by signing up for Chime and linking a qualifying direct deposit. You'll unlock a range of benefits. Enjoy the convenience of getting paid up to 2 days early and the peace of mind that comes with fee-free overdraft protection. Up to $200. Plus, with Chime, say goodbye to monthly fees, minimum balance requirements, and deposit obligations. Join Chime today and take control of your financial future. So sign up for a Chime checking account today to link your paycheck. It only takes 2 minutes and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/TMOS. That's chime.com/TMOS. Chime is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking services and debit card provided by the Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Early access to direct deposit funds depends on payer. Spot Me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. See chime.com/spotme. Good job, Mike. Thank you. Best spot you've ever read. I agree. Keep up, keeping up, keep. Oh, I have to play the thing.
Yeah, play the thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
please.
I am a
Thing.
what I would refer to today. Of course, it's not on my board. Why would it be? I didn't prepare. I am what I would describe today as a bit of a hot mess, but there are a lot of hot messes out there, ladies and gentlemen, and
Mike-
that's why every day we bring you the homepage so that you can enjoy your own hot mess, because hot messes are what we all like to hear about. Hot messes are fun. Hot messes are intriguing. Hot messes are what we as Americans really enjoy hearing about. So each day when I put together the homepage, as it loads on my computer right now, I try to give you something that you will enjoy. Thusly, sit back and enjoy what I like to call the homepage.
From the
There
four
it is.
corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, ladies and gentlemen. And we start today with Cleveland Browns legend. You don't hear that with the Cleveland Browns. You
No,
don't
you
hear
don't.
legend very often.
You don't.
It didn't fit anyone better than the great Jim Brown. In fact, he may have been one of the greatest players in the history of the NFL. Sadly, Jim passed away on Thursday of natural causes. He was 87 years old. It just seems to keep on keeping on, ladies and gentlemen. Jim played 9 years in the NFL from 1957 to 1965, all with the Browns, same team. He won 8 league rushing titles and 3 MVP awards. He never missed a game due to injury. He also had a long, successful acting career in movies like The Dirty Dozen, Ice Station Zebra. Oh,
Tough guy.
I went to Ice Station Zebra, one of the 3 movies I ever went to with my dad. And I just remember it. It was so good. I think Rock Hudson, of all people, was in that movie, too.
I think you're right.
Slaughter and 3 the Hard Way. Those movies were in the 60s and 70s. He had a great run in the 80s and 90s, too, in movies like The Running Man, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, Mars Attacks, He Got Game, and Any Given Sunday. His last movie was 2014's Draft Day, starring Kevin Costner, a good movie about the NFL. I love that. But the best thing I like about Jim Brown, is when you hear Jim Brown, his opponents, talking about what it was like playing against him. And they talk about the fact that the speed combined with the strength and the meanness and toughness would be, you just get these amazingly tough guys like Dick Butkus talking about what it was to get hit by Jim Brown. The nose guard was driven into my face, stuff like that. Just very, very, very
Mike,
cool.
I have a piece of tape from NFL films I'd like to play.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. Facenda? That's awesome.
Well, it's
Please
not
play
Facenda.
that.
It's one of their montages they put together.
Okay, let's listen.
Jim Brown.
He changed the game of football with his play.
Halfback Jimmy, first down. Brown picks up that and then some as he breaks loose on a spine-tingling open field gallop.
Considered by most experts as the greatest fullback ever to play the game, Jimmy's harder to bring down than a wild steer.
He redefined the limits of what a black man could be in America. Through his strength, his power, and his courage. He never stopped looking for ways to make the country better for those of us who followed in his footsteps.
We have changed many, many lives, and as I stand here right now, our people can carry out the work. They don't need me, and when I leave here, they can still carry out the work, and they don't need me.
Rest in power, Jim Brown.
Amen.
We'll keep doing the work in your name.
I mean, as cool a guy, too, as far as an iconic athlete, as cool an athlete as you will ever see. Yeah. And then, when you think about our great athletes, there are different levels, of course, with ability and championships and iconic. But as far as pure cool, there was never a cooler athlete than Jim Brown. So
Elvis loved Jim Brown because Elvis was a big Browns fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford is 80 years old, and he's done playing Indiana Jones, but he's not as sad about it as you might think. He says, quote, "I'm really happy with age. I love being older. It's great to be young, but crap, I could be dead and I'm still working. Go figure, Mr. President."
Mr. President.
A journalist at the Cannes Film Festival told Ford that she still thinks he's hot and brought up his shirtless scene in the movie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He replied, quote, "I've been blessed with this body. Thanks for noticing."
God.
Nice.
80 years old. Yeah, baby. A homeless man got into Owen Wilson's house in Santa Monica last Tuesday night, rummaged around for a while, and ended up in a pair of his pajamas.
Wow.
Owen wasn't home at the time, but man, did they get the one with the feet in them? He wasn't home, but his assistant came home while the intruder was still there, so he took off. Santa Monica police found him in a neighbor's yard. Odd.
Yes.
And booked him for felony burglary. He apparently didn't take anything else, just the jammies.
Well, that's nice.
Police don't think he even knew whose house it was. Owen had an issue at this house last summer when he parked his Tesla on the street outside and somebody stole the tires and the rim. Maybe it's time to be, thinking about moving to another neighborhood.
Isn't
Sounds
your nickname
problematic.
the Butterscotch Stallion?
Ooh.
I'm the butterscotch. I carved it out of one piece of wood. Here are the top 4 things that you should avoid if you want to be a morning person.
Hi.
Mike is narrow
Thank
casting.
you, Oscar, for
Yes.
that. All right, number 4, don't exercise in the evening. Too much physical activity can keep you up, so morning or afternoon workouts are better. Number 3, don't take long naps. I can't do that anyway. When I was a morning man, I wish I could have taken naps,
Yeah.
but I couldn't. 30 minutes might be okay, but if you nap much longer than that, you're more likely to have trouble sleeping that night. Number 2, only drink coffee in the AM. Avoid caffeine for at least 6 hours before bed. I do that one. I don't drink caffeine after, well, maybe a Diet Coke, so that's not true.
That barely counts.
Yeah. And number 1, put your phone down and turn off the TV. Look, I know everybody tells us to do that, but does anybody do it, for God's sakes? I've got my screen on till the bitter end. I close my screen and I go to bed. That's what I do.
I have a shortcut on my phone that I click the mute button on the right hand if you're looking at your phone.
Yeah.
3 times. And then, well, not that one. But it turns the screen red. And
No kidding.
what that does is the blue light goes down a little bit, so it's not supposed to affect you as much.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you do it on a computer as well?
I don't know if you can do it on a computer, but you can do
Yeah,
it
you
on...
can. They have
Can I
night
see?
mode.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it looks like Jell-O salad now.
That's right.
But it's not supposed to stimulate you, and it does work.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
I
you
find
still
myself-
can't nap? You can't nap at all?
I don't nap that well, but when I want to go to sleep, I will turn. What puts me to sleep? Watch repair. I'll put on a watch repair video.
Okay.
And when you see a guy toiling around on a mechanism in a watch, you just go, yeah, gotta go to
Carrie
sleep.
took a nap on Sunday. We held a mirror under her nose.
If you're still not ready to trust your kids to mow your lawn, hey, Danny, would you like to mow my lawn? But you trust artificial intelligence, there's another robot mower on the way that uses AI technology to mow your lawn. It's called Lawnmeister.
Hello.
Da ist einen Lawnmeister. And it's kind of like a Roomba for your lawn.
Sure.
If it can navigate obstacles like pets, toys, and even dog poo in the grass, it doesn't chaotically zigzag through your property, bouncing off wires. It can mow in straight lines, and it can learn the digital boundaries of your yard so it won't end up in a neighbor's lawn or out in the street. You can block off zones you want to handle yourself, like a kid's play area or near the garden, and teach it mowing schedules. Even better, this thing doesn't play Little League, so you don't have to work around that. Naturally, these things aren't cheap. Not that mowers are known for affordability anyway.
Yeah.
In a recent Kickstarter, they started at $1,000.
That's a lot of bread, I'll tell you what.
There's a current product on sale, and I'm almost positive you can buy it through our portal, right?
Right.
Walmart sells it. Any
Yeah.
big box store sells it. That's a smaller mower, but it's the Roomba mower option for those that have a yard less than half an acre, and it will
Okay.
just mow your lawn, and then go right back to its home, and it's waterproof.
And will it vacuum and mow?
It'll just mow.
Just mow.
Because what do you have? A lot of peanut shells out there?
No, it's like, honey, our carpeting was Berber, and now it's green. It looks like AstroTurf. You didn't take off the mowing feature with that.
And I would program it. I would
To be
program
clear, it's
it.
an outdoor mower, but it performs like a Roomba. It doesn't vacuum.
Are we going to be, considering I live down here in Southwest
Yes.
Florida,
Yeah.
the whole state, where the landscaping industry is one of the biggest employers in the world down here.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to eventually go out and see, they're programming these things and they're going to be all robots and that kind of stuff?
Probably in a decade. I looked into this for my mom because I tried to do a cost comparison on what she's paying the guy that comes to our house twice a
Right.
week, or my mom's house.
But didn't you also compare to replace your mom with AI as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
And this was great because it would have been cheaper. It would have been 50% cheaper. And I proposed this to my mom. And she said, no, I like him. Like, I know him. I like him.
I
You
like
see,
the
there's
idea
that.
of people working here.
Yeah.
I like it.
And she said, I don't know the robot. I said, I don't think you'll ever know the robot. It'll just be
Right.
outside.
Oh, by the way, they raised our homeowners association.
That's great.
Yeah, now once a month, it's $1 million.
Mike, and you're going to see a lot of improvements around the neighborhood.
Yeah. We've been looking around. Who needs a pool? Researchers, now a little something.
Yes.
Researchers in Japan say sanitized disposable diapers. I love people that pronounce it like
I've
that.
heard people say that.
Diapers.
Diapers.
I call them diapers. Disposable diapers can be incorporated into concrete and mortar, which could be used to build homes.
Terrific.
Mortar and concrete for non-structural uses like wall partitions and low-impact floor pavers could tolerate being up to 40% diapers. The idea is that it's killing two birds with one stone, finding a use for non-degradable waste and dealing with a declining supply of building materials. Most used diapers are now just incinerated. So that's what they're trying to do to solve this. By the way, I save all of mine so I can build Carla a she-shed. I didn't know you were on disposable diapers, Mike. Yes, I'm wearing them right now. Oh, dollop. Little dollop.
Diaper.
We'll be right back, everybody. Hi.
Hi.
What was your favorite childhood memory caught on film or videotape? Do you have an easy way to watch it? Or share it with friends and family? Skippy, do you have that? Or do you have a way to post it? Probably not. Lucky for you, we found a solution. Legacy Box. You heard me. Just send in your Legacy Box filled with old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, pictures. Their team professionally digitizes everything by hand, and they do it right here in the U.S. You'll get it back on a thumb drive or the cloud.
The what?
The cloud. Along with your originals. It's so simple, it's like magic. Order now at legacybox.com. We've all used it, and it's amazing to bring your past into the present and preserve it for the future, because you can't put a price on memories. For a limited time, get started future-proofing your past and take advantage of an exclusive discount just for our listeners. Go to legacybox.com/TMOS and revisit and share special memories from your past. That's legacybox.com/TMOS. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Na, 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 na. Graduation party at Rob's house.
Yes.
Sorry I couldn't make the trip up to the big festivities
Quite
at your
understandable.
pad. And you had the big celebration
Yeah.
for an Oscar you attended as
did.
well.
I did.
It was
Did your
well
bride come?
attended.
Yes.
Did your bride come?
Yes.
That's wonderful.
We had probably, I think, I did the count this morning. I think we had 43 people
It
there.
was
Gaggle.
jammed.
It was jammed, and one of my favorite things is that it was on and off sprinkling, raining as the party progressed, and a lot of people were on the deck because that's
Yes.
where the coolers were. And I have one of those big 10-foot umbrellas, and when it would rain, there'd be like 20 people all smushed under the umbrella. It's like, we're having a good time.
You ever
Like,
get nervous about getting too many people out on that deck, and all of a sudden, oh no, it's collapsed?
well, I'll tell you what, if it passed the test on Saturday, we're good. We're good.
You had
Because
that many people
We had a
crammed
lot of
onto the
people
deck?
out there, yeah. But Julia was delightful. Robert was even charming, helping with stuff. But it was quite an undertaking. I didn't get a chance to visit with a lot of people until, it was mostly done. It was I was the grill guy, and I've got a pretty big grill, and it's the first time that I've ever had it cubically full of hamburgers. I mean, rows and rows and rows.
Did you get the frozen product from Costco,
No.
or did you have
Organic-
regular ground beef? Did you make the patties yourself?
Carrie and my mom made the patties out of organic beef,
Oh, hello.
and we also did 10 Impossible burgers. 10.
10 impossible.
And
What are
they-
impossible? You mean like the fake ones?
Vegan burgers.
Wow.
They smell like crap. I mean, after
They're
you
not
have
bad.
well, after you have a beautiful aroma of roasted
Yeah.
meat coming up, and then you put it, and someone says to me,
Someone
when
put a
you-
shoe on the grill,
yeah, when
right?
somebody said, when you bite into it, the beet juice just dribbles down your chin. I said, fantastic.
Did you get reviews on the flavor of the homemade vegan burgers?
The vegan burgers were received by people that were familiar with them.
Yeah,
so
they
they
know
just
what's up.
they know what's up. So there was
Yeah.
3 or 4 people
No.
that enjoyed them.
The true vegans would say you would start with the vegan burgers first, so you don't have any animal fat product on the grill.
Well, you see, that would happen if I cared.
Amen. Now you got
I'm going
one
to
of you
feed
or
the
both
carnivores.
of you. One of you or both of you were talking about a surprise guest
Yes,
who showed up.
most unexpected and most popular when he showed up. I got a text from Mrs. Zabayos
Yes.
at about, I guess, 12:30 or 1
Yeah.
on Saturday. And she said, would it be okay if Santos came to the party? And I said, 100% yes.
Oh, so you brought the dog.
This is a tough and awkward moment in my life. Every time we are about to leave to do something social, my wife.
Do you have a crate first of all?
We don't need a crate. He can just hang out. He's got the lap of luxury. He sits on our cartoon size sofa.
So he doesn't soil the house.
No, he doesn't mess up the house.
Okay, all right.
But Shannon, because we don't have a baby, that's my fault. I'm sorry. I'm shooting blanks. She says, well, do you think this party's dog friendly? And I said, I don't think it's dog friendly, and I don't think that people are expecting us to ask if we can bring our dog with us. We're adults. God. And she goes, well, what do you want to do? I said, I want to leave the dog and not think about him because I love him, but he's going to be okay for 4 hours or 5 hours.
Why did she want to bring the dog?
Because I don't know. It's awkward.
So when I get the text, I'm actually in the car with my mom because we were picking up balloons, which, by the way, I've got a quick thing to say about. I hate balloons at every level, but we're on the way and we get the text and my mom says, oh my God, I'll get to meet Santos.
So she was happy.
Oh, she was she'd be brokenhearted if Santos didn't come. Okay. So he was great.
Yeah, the Speedwax are great. We've had conversations with other sets of friends where this awkward text or salvo has been put out. and they're
So you've been to other social activities where she wants to bring the dog?
No,
I
have been forced to ask.
You've been forced to ask
yes.
because somewhat of a security blanket for her?
No, because she thinks he's a person.
Yeah, and you know what? It's for me.
I had no idea the relationship with the dog. I mean, I know the dog is
I'll put it to you this way.
Okay.
About 3 months ago, we were asked to come to a wonderful party with our friends. And Shannon said, they have kids. And I said, yeah, they have kids. She goes, do you think the kids would want to play with Santos?
So it's always a priority for her.
Yes. So I send this text. And then, like anybody that's ever sent an awkward text, it's awkward. It's awkward.
Yeah, if you're setting it out.
Because I feel terrible. I feel embarrassed.
I feel
this is nuts. And then I was like, hey, like on the off chance, maybe the kids like want to play. And I'm selling it to them.
Sure.
Not my party. Not my house. And then I see the bubbles. 3 dots. 3 dots.
Oh,
3 dots. Because what I'm expecting my friends to do is like they get this. The married couple says, can you believe they want to bring their dog?
Yeah.
And then
I think the same
and they're both going back and and be like, you got to be polite, but they don't have kids. They have like this whole, because I see 3 dots, it's blank, stops texting. 3 dots, blank, stops texting.
Again. Oh, yes. That's the worst.
And then I'm
thinking about what to say.
I finally get, hey, this is like an adults party, like that's something sweet that says, don't bring your dog.
Yeah.
Right?
And you've put them in a weird spot.
I know, because I'm in a weird spot.
You've already ruined your day.
It's a weird day.
Yeah,
now it's a weird day.
You ruined it.
That is too funny.
But Rob was sweet.
She was that close to
Rob
the
was
dog.
sweet. He was like, sure. And she's like, Rob said yes. I said, all right.
Well, I mean, we pet sit. Our house is friendly to dogs, and I love Santos. And so I said, absolutely bring him.
Is Santos and did I pronounce it correct?
Yes.
Santos?
Santos.
When did you get back? Santos is
he's good.
Is easy to deal with around about
super
adults.
Easy.
Oh
super
yeah,
easy.
yeah. Except when he stole your hamburger.
Yeah, he did steal my hamburger.
But
he stole your hamburger. That's not good.
Yeah, but
because that could have been someone else's hamburger.
But I was going to give him some of the hamburger. It didn't matter. And what was funny is this is the first time I've ever had like a. Do I beat my kids in front of strangers or I beat them afterwards? Shannon's like, why did you let him eat his... I was like, well, if we were alone, I would have ran after him and pulled it out of his gullet.
Right.
But we weren't. We were around strangers, and I didn't want to look like a monster.
Look at him enjoying my burger that I prepared just the way I like. Isn't that adorable? Isn't that cute? And I would find that if they don't get a regular diet of people food, like Winslow, if he ate a full burger,
he was fine.
You'd have to monitor him.
He was fine. This is what he does. When he goes to my mom's, he gets a full steak.
Can I dovetail into something real quick?
Yes, of
that
course.
I wanted to ask people. Frankie's other eye now. You guys were down here and saw the cloudy eye.
Yeah.
His other eye is starting to cloud over too.
The skim milk eyes. Yeah.
Is that cataracts? If I'm not mistaken,
I don't know what it is, and He's almost 13 years old.
Yeah.
That's old.
So he's getting old. There's nothing they can do about that, right?
Or
Really?
they could go in there and remove the cataract.
Doesn't it feel like you could probably like use a syringe and draw out all the white?
It's kind of nasty.
It is.
Yeah. I just don't know.
How
I got
is
it, I
he-
got it. How much
He's
is-
deaf, right? He is deaf now?
He's kind of deaf.
I have it. How much does cataract surgery for a dog cost?
Uh-huh.
Guess. Mr. O'Malley.
$1 billion.
No, I'm sorry.
How much?
Okay.
Just tell me.
You asked. Hi, Carla. $2,700 to $4,000.
Okay. So the party.
Yes.
Okay. Back to the party. May I just add one? I don't want to steal your
Yeah,
thunder.
go ahead. That's fine.
So thank you for letting us bring the dog.
I loved seeing him.
Get to the party. By the way, the Spiwax, they have an abundance of family and friends. Makes you think twice about what you're doing wrong in life.
Right.
Because welcoming, loving, never felt like I was fish out of water at any time.
You're very sweet.
That's
And
very
got a
nice.
great family.
And
great family.
strangers coming up to you, be like shaking your hand, saying hello, which is always sweet because you don't feel like you're, again, odd man out, right?
Right.
I arrive. We're there, hanging out. Hour and a half goes by. Look at my clock, and I'm like, oh, weird. You know who I haven't seen? Pony Boy Matt Bloom.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, of all the people that live in Virginia that we work with, that this would be convenient to.
And also,
Hold on.
not to pile on, the last thing I said to Pony on
On Friday.
was, will we see you at the party? He said, yep. Come on.
Stop there.
Okay.
Let's take a break.
All right.
That deserves our attention. We've got another segment, correct?
Yes,
Correct.
we do.
We can investigate this.
Yes.
I have
Is
questions.
that all right with you, Matthew?
I'm sorry, they were asking me a question about something back here.
We'll be
Well
right
done.
back, ladies and gentlemen. Way to go, superstar. We'll be right back. Discover the ultimate solution for your financial planning with Fabric by Gerber Life's quick and easy life insurance policies. In just 10 minutes, you can customize a quote and secure coverage of up to $1 million for less than $1 a day. Plus, enjoy the peace of mind that comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee and the flexibility to cancel anytime. Don't leave your family's future to chance. Take action and get Fabric by Gerber Life and do it today. Fabric was designed by parents for parents to help you get a high-quality, surprisingly affordable term life insurance policy in less than 10 minutos. You can be offered coverage instantly with no health exam required. Protect your family today with Fabric by Gerber Life. Apply today in just 10 minutes at meetfabric.com/TMOS. That's meetfabric.com/TMOS. MEET fabric.com/TMOS. Here's the disclaimer.
Go.
Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available. Policies issued by Western Southern Life. Policies issued. 3, 2, 1. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company. Not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the show. So the party, I let Rob know. I RSVP'd very, very quickly.
Yeah,
Did
and
I
you
not?
know, I mean, we would have loved to have had you, but it wasn't the kind of event you'd travel half a country for. I really appreciate you, you RSVPing and letting
But
us
I
know.
owe her a gift, and I want to know what she needs. And I'd love you to just give me a.
I asked her, and she mentioned I should give you her Venmo account.
Mm-hmm. Cash.
Yeah.
My fave. Please
Yeah,
do.
I will.
And send that to me
Cash.
today.
Yeah, and she actually got enough at the party to buy her loom. She's been tracking a secondhand
all the more
loom.
reason. Now I'm
and
motivated.
She had to drive up to New Jersey yesterday. And when you think of loom, I'm thinking like something the size of a sewing machine.
Yeah.
Right.
This thing filled up the car. It was
Oscar,
all kinds of pieces.
Please text me the amount that I should be putting into the Julia Fund. Okay, just text me that in your opinion. And then we'll move on to the pony
Okay,
thing. So if you
absolutely.
just text me a number.
Yeah.
All right. So Matthew,
Oh, we're going to the Bloom Room now.
The Bloom Room.
the Bloom Room. Yeah, this is the Bloom Room, ladies and gentlemen.
Enjoy.
I hope you're enjoying the Bloom Room. Bloom Room.
Oh, the Blue Room is different.
The Bloom Room. Yeah.
Matt, do we
Uh,
have you, or are you answering
Yes,
a question?
You have me now.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Why don't you set it up?
All right. As I was leaving on Friday, and Matt never responded to the Evite.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun to watch Matt try to leave on Friday.
Yes,
but that's another story for another time.
Yeah.
And as I was leaving, I said, Matt, see you tomorrow, right? He said, yep. I said, great. Looking forward to seeing you. Come hungry.
There was also an awkward moment where, for some reason, I thought that everybody at Podville had been invited. So I said,
you can turn that music down now because
sorry.
I have to play my music for Pony.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
All right. Is that okay, Pony?
Sure, go ahead. Love the violin.
Rob Ford was here.
Yes.
And I look at him because we're all in the same room, all in the big studio, just discussing Monday. I said, Rob, we'll see you tomorrow. Like, you're bringing your bride? And he goes, I wasn't invited. And I said, this is
Julia
awkward.
has never met Rob Ford.
And then, but co-workers and such. So I was like, okay.
Well,
I said, all right, well, Pony, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll hang out. Can't wait to see you. Shan's coming.
Has Julia met Charlie Burney?
Yes. And Charlie Burney could not make it.
Yeah, because he had to go to his own daughter's graduation in Vermont.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
So I was like, okay, fine. Good to go. That was awkward. Moving on with life.
Maybe I should have brought Rob some macaroni salad today to make it less awkward.
He's threatened by Rob Ford.
Fair enough. But I just, because we all worked together, felt like this was probably went out to everybody, right?
All right,
just
besides
like, come on.
you and besides Pony Boy
Yeah.
and besides Charlie Burney, who else from Podville was invited?
That's it.
Okay.
And you,
All right,
of
well then-
course.
Very exclusive.
Yeah, well, that's
Yes,
fine.
that's a
right?
show,
Then
right?
that counts.
That's a show.
You're covered. You're in the
Yes,
complete
yeah.
clear on that one. But
Thank you.
Pony,
Yeah.
social anxiety primarily.
You know what? I would say a bevy of anxieties. And, you have one of those times where you're just like sitting there and realizing, you know what? I just can't.
Yeah,
I just can't
it's
right
pretty
now.
tough to go to a party.
It is. It is.
But
I
it's
mean-
for him. He's got social anxiety.
And other anxieties. A whole smorgasbord of anxieties. But you know what? You're right. I am a bad friend.
This is
And
what.
for that, I feel terrible.
And
This is
for
what-
this, you're not even a bad friend. You're a bad acquaintance.
This is
Because a real friend wouldn't do that.
well,
Are you border? But you're not agoraphobic.
No. My anxieties have more to do with getting stuck in any kind of situation, be it traffic or like at a place where like I just get stuck and I can't
My
leave.
horrific home.
And I love my home. I'm very comfortable in my home.
My horrific home. You're afraid of being stuck in my
your home? No,
Yeah.
your home's nice. I like
Now,
your
when you
home.
say getting stuck,
Mhm.
did you have someplace to be that evening or the following day? What was getting stuck? Getting stuck would be.
Party started
I would
at
have
4 o'clock.
anxiety.
Yeah.
I
4
would have
o'clock.
anxiety about I have to be somewhere. I have to go to another part, or we've got two things, or But as far as just if it was open ended, then you kind of just relax.
Did you see like
Right.
me like showing you like the utility room and hearing a door close behind you?
No. It's hard to describe, but it's more like the idea of just being stuck somewhere, either getting stuck in traffic or stuck in a situation or feeling like trapped. And it's,
So if you went to the party,
Yeah.
and you walked in the door and you said, "I hate everything about this," you would feel like you couldn't leave, correct?
I think it's
And you'd
more
feel trapped because you couldn't just walk in. In an ideal situation, you would walk in, do a once around the kitchen, shake hands with Rob, congratulate Julia, and then get back in your car, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not that I don't like people. It's that it just drains my batteries so quickly. And the more people there are, the faster it drains me. And just the thought of like a 45 to an hour, car drive both ways, just something
Both
about that
ways?
just kills me.
I don't think it would have been 45
From
minutes.
It's like 30 to 45.
it took me
That an hour just turned to 30 minutes awfully quick.
43 minutes to get to his house from
Washington,
D.C.
Yeah.
You're in Fairfax.
Well, it's still like 30 or 40 minutes.
Maybe 25. And you could have
I
done
get
the
it.
25-minute drive, done the walk around and left, and that would have been
Well,
so
you
great.
know,
When
I
I
mean-
called him, he sounded surprised because I called him from the deck to inquire what happened or if he was going to
I
arrive.
watched this call go down.
I said, "Hi, Matt. Weird. Surrounded by friends and family." a celebration that happens once in a lifetime.
Yes.
Yes.
Didn't know if we were going to see you today. But when you answered, you sounded confused.
I was more, I was surprised, and I also felt terrible. You know, you have that feeling of.
Did you forget
let me
that
ask
there was
you
a
this.
party?
What if you had a
No.
service dog or something like that?
That's true.
It's a dog-friendly party.
Clearly.
That's true.
Would you let him bring the glider?
Of course.
You'd let him bring his sugar. What if Rob said, "Bring your sugar glider"?
That's not.
That's how you don't want those out. You know.
No, and if
We had
depending
extra.
on the time.
We had extra wing sauce and everything.
The food was
wings.
fantastic. Beautiful
Yeah, but if somebody,
spread.
you know what it is with those sugar gliders. Anybody leaves any peanut butter out.
Any fruit wedges, I go right for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why is Pony putting a mango in his pants?
What if just saying to, I guess, to Rob?
Yeah.
Because look, I'm just joking around. If you want to miss a once in a lifetime opportunity for someone that you've worked with for 15 years, a celebration, once in a lifetime celebration,
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
That's up to you. But it's not off brand for you. What I, as a friend, would maybe suggest is saying, guys, you know who I am. I love you. Congratulations. Please send my regards to the family and congratulations, Julia. I'm going to do my thing tomorrow.
You're
not
asking
gonna
what
see me.
you're not going to get. It's not going to happen because he can't do it. So look.
But I
now
had all
I'm-
that anime on the TV.
Yeah, he said, I've got all set up.
I know.
Did you have plans this weekend at all?
Not really. It was a very quiet weekend. I just wanted to unwind and
Aren't
and
most
relax.
of them?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
And
All right,
how
so-
different is that than a weekday?
During a weekday, well, yeah, I mean, during a weekday, I definitely want to unwind as well.
Sure.
But there isn't
What
much
is
time
all
to
right? What
unwind.
is a circumstance that would get you out of the house into a crowded
An
situation?
anime convention.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's probably about it.
That's it. Okay.
What if I told you the cake was amazing?
That's pretty good. I do like cake, but I like savory stuff more than
We
than a
had
cake.
savory things.
I know,
savory.
We
It
had
sounds like you
baked
great
beans
burgers.
that
Yeah.
would kill you. They were
Yeah.
so good.
Beans.
Meatballs.
Yeah,
were-
meatballs.
Oh,
What is
man.
the
Meatballs.
all right,
Love
when it
meatballs.
comes to a social circumstance, and we do have to move on. When it comes to a social circumstance like this, what is the single most difficult thing when you arrive at a party? With what is the hardest thing for you?
For me, it's all because I'm always the guy who by like 8:30 or 9 is exhausted, and I just want to I hit my limit and I need to go, and I always feel
4:00 party.
I know, but like when you get to that point where you've kind of hit your limit, and it's like you're trying to go, and everyone's like, "Dude, it's only 8 o'clock. It's only 7:30," and I'm like,
You
"I
have-
know,
You
So
have my
if-
word. I
if
would
you-
not have
once
stopped
again,
you.
I know."
Once
you wouldn't.
again, if you drove your car
Yes.
to Rob's daughter's graduation party, and you knew, and Oscar knew, and Rob knew, and Carrie knew that you were going to walk in and you were going to be there for 15 minutes and say thank you and hello, would that change things at all?
I think it's not a rational thing. It's a psychosis. It's
Yeah,
a thing
that
that
is
you
the key
just
word,
manufacture in
yes.
your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
My mom made a buffalo chicken dip. Definitely worth
so
the drive.
good.
Yeah.
My God.
Hey, Pony, we're having some people over to the house to celebrate Julia's, what's the matter, Pony? You've gone ashen gray. I don't understand. It's going to be a little BBQ. Should be a lot of fun. What's the matter, Pony? Oh my God, he's lost consciousness.
He doesn't like to celebrate.
I understand.
The key word is psychosis.
This is true.
That's all right. We love you. You know, you are who you are. And,
Yes, and
that's
how.
just the way. And I'm glad he makes it to work every day. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Leaves
Indeed.
early, but that's
But don't stand in his way when he
No.
tries to leave.
Psychosis.
Yeah, bye, Dad.
Discover the ultimate destination for looking and feeling your absolute best. Derm Glow, with a massive sale featuring 23 incredible items Now is the time to indulge. DermGlow ships worldwide and offers Afterpay for your convenience. From e-gift cards to luxurious body and skincare products, virtual skin consultations, and indulgent pampering facials, DermGlow has something for everyone. It's never too early to plan for Father's Day, so show your dad some love with discounted prices on Mike's Big Package or Mike's Little Package. Mike has the nicest packages.
Very nice package.
Don't miss out on these amazing deals. Visit DermGlowSkin.com today and shop for incredible offers that will brighten anyone's day, including yours. DermGlow, your path to radiant beauty. Visit DermGlowSkin.com today and tell them Oscar sent you. And by the way, DermGlow is a company that is owned and operated by Mrs. Michael O'Mara, otherwise known as Carla O'Mara, people.
Woo!
And we thank you. Now I'm lost again. What's happening? I'm just having a really difficult time.
You want me to do it?
With that? No, I've got it. I found it.
Okay. Oh, there she is. Graduate.
The flip side.
We didn't get to it today, and I didn't watch it live, but one of the most incredible holes in one I've ever seen.
This guy, CBS, kudos to you. Michael Block was the club professional who played in the PGA Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael Block is a great golfer, but he is not a pro golfer. He's a pro, but he's not a tour player.
Exactly.
And tour playing is a different level, and even the PGA professionals will tell you that. But Pro Golf Association members do get to try to qualify, and he qualified for the tournament. The thing is, he qualified, and then he played great. And he played so great that he was in one of the last groups on Sunday, and he got to play side-by-side Rory McIlroy. He described it as a dream come true. He did not keep up with the field as far as his play because it was extremely difficult. But this guy was so humble, and he was so appreciative of the opportunity and the thrill of the crowds responding to him because he's an everyman kind of guy. And he was out of contention.
Right.
And he was out of contention, and then something special happened at the PGA Championship on the last day when this PGA Club Pro, they call them Club Pros because they work at country clubs, was playing with Rory McIlroy. Listen to this clip.
So he can dial this trajectory right. Looks very good. He's got the distance right.
Oh! Are you kidding me? A slam dunk!
Hole in one.
Yeah.
I appreciate you making me cry. I'm living a dream. I'm making sure that I enjoy this moment. I've learned that after my 46 years of life. It's not going to get better than this. There's no way. No chance in hell. And cheers to the 29,000 PGA Tour professionals in the world. This is for you guys. Thank you.
If you get a chance to see the clip today, the ball, it's like
it's a dunk.
It's like playing beer pong.
Yeah. Doesn't even hit the side.
It just goes into
right
the. And also,
what got him, by the way,
yeah, go ahead.
I should point out what got him was they showed a video as they're doing an interview with him after the round. They're showing an interview with him, and they pan to the home club where it is to the rafters, jammed with people cheering him on out in California, and then Amanda, the booth interviewer for CBS, says to him, by the way, you should know that was posted by your son. And I know you're saying this is the best day of your life. He has also told me this is the best day of his life. And he lost it. And it was special. And it was great because whether you like him or you don't like him, Brooks Koepka is a robot, a phenomenal golfer, but he doesn't give you anything. He doesn't give you a
personality,
thing
right?
As far as emotion, he was pretty happy after yesterday, and he did say a nice thing to Michael Block. He said, "I hear you're buying drinks," when he was walking off because Michael Block went down and congratulated him. So even Brooks was lighter, but it didn't matter. Brooks is a great golfer, and to watch him play at that level, but he doesn't give you that emotional thing that you like to see in these tournaments. And there was this made to order, and CBS and our good friend Jim Nance,
the best,
out of the park. Following that storyline, it was just phenomenal.
And also, I read, and you can probably verify this, because he finished so well.
He finished in the top 15, which gets him into the PGA Championship next year.
Right.
And then another thing happened to the guy. They gave him an exemption for the tournament next week. the PGA Tour tournament, and he's going to play in that as well. So
and on the way to his car, he found a quarter. It was
great.
Amazing.
And he's so humble about it. That was what was great. He was so humble about it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Awkward is awkward. We had some awkward on the show today just with Pony. But what if you are what if you are an Australian OnlyFans model? Okay? Lovely young lady. And you're looking at some of the people that are subscribing to your OnlyFans.
When I first started my website, I had this customer who was my #1 customer, bought every single thing that I sent him, and she also had a very specific username on the website. And I had someone view my TikTok page with the exact same username, and underneath that it said from your contacts. I narrowed it down to 6 people, and one of them was my stepdad. I went with my gut feeling and I messaged the website account and I said, I know who this is. And within 2 minutes got a text from my stepdad saying, hey, Tay, can we talk?
It was her stepdad, and her mother has filed for divorce.
Oh, men and their wieners.
Exactly.
My God.
Did she lose the subscription?
I don't know.
That is so amazing.
Okay.
Wow.
And before
before
I play the last tape, Mike, the information you were looking for, 99 Plus KFMH.
99 Plus KFMH. That's Steve Bridges' online radio station.
And it recreates the classic sound of a wonderful Iowa radio station, KFMH. You can access it by going to 1630kcjj.com.
Cool.
Very good.
All right.
Thank you.
This is a first grader. It's funny that now it's the end of school and we're starting to see videos of graduations and stuff.
Yep.
This is a first grader coming off of a bus. He has 2 pints of milk in his hand that at the end of this video, he's going to crash on his head. But I want you to hear his last day of school rant.
It's over, baby! It's over! First grade in the book! And that's the bottom line! Because Stone Cold said so! Somebody give me a hell yeah!
And then
That's a first grader?
That's a first grader, and then he
that
crashes
is Michael
the milk.
William O'Mara. Yes, sir.
all over his head. Can I get a hell yeah?
My kid, I'll tell you, my kid is ready to get out. That is for sure. He is ready to get out.
My favorite part of that rant is you can hear the air brake on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
He's not even on the pavement, and you're...
'Tis the season,
It
ladies
is.
and
It
gentlemen.
truly is.
Well, we got to get out of here. Thanks for indulging me, boys. Thanks for the psychotherapy today. I appreciate it. Pony, maybe we could get a deal on our own therapist.
I think we should do that. We'll get a group on.
I think that'll be fantastic. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying, so long, everybody.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
I'm beginning to see why your wife left you.
Oh, Mario get you next time. Back in a moment, my dear. We have to expel some urine.